Go to Ibn Abbas, what Ibn Abbas say, what is his understanding of noon?
That's what his understanding of noon was.
That scholar has the right to make a
I'm
mistake.
saying one is a marfu hadith, which means it goes to the Prophet. The other two options are what? What's that?
Hold on.
Yeah.
So you're doing the same thing. You bring in translations and expecting to get the full meaning. I want no.
If we find out it's a marfu hadith, what will you do?
Then we'll see. Then I'll tell
we'll see.
Then we'll see. Then we'll see.
He doesn't want to answer.
Because I'm not going to answer.
But many Muslims like to say it's from the Sahaba, but Al Sayyuti is saying it's actually from the Prophet. This would make it authentic.
I don't know. In that you quoted that about the noon. Noon, yeah? And you read Ibn Abbas.
Yes.
Yeah, Tafsir Ibn Abbas.
Yeah.
And you understand the meaning of noon was? The fish, yeah? But I can't believe that you cannot be ignorant about the whole Tafsir. You must know exactly what Ibn Abbas says. Because I don't like to think that you are insincere.
Okay.
But it comes across to me that you were either careless of reading the tafsir or you were hiding something. Meaning, if you read the whole tafsir, Ibn Abbas gives three options of noon.
Okay. Let me just show you something.
If you read it,
Because
what chapter was that?
68:1.
Chapter 68, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Al-Kalami.
So let me show you Al Sayyuti. This is the book of big scholar Al Sayyuti.
Yeah, but you were reading Ibn Abbas.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just giving you extra scholarly.
No,
content.
let's go Ibn Abbas first.
Yeah, we'll go to Ibn Abbas. Let me just show you something first. This is what Al Sayyuti says. It is said that the letter Nun represents the fish. Tabarani quotes a Marfu tradition. And what's Marfu tradition?
Marfu.
Yeah. What's a Marfu
I
tradition?
think Marfu has come from the Sahabi.
Comes from the Prophet.
Oh, comes from the Prophet, sorry. Comes from the Prophet. Yeah. Okay.
So he says tradition in which Ibn Abbas said the first thing created by God are the pen and the fish. He said, write. It said, what should I write? He said, all that is decreed to occur until the last day. He then recited Nun by the pen. So even Al Sayyuti is saying this is a marfu.
Did he give the reference of Ibn Abbas, the hadith? He didn't give the reference.
Well, you can read Al Sayyuti's book. This is his book. Al-Iqtan fi whatever, Al-Quran. Sayyuti is very...
So Sayyuti is saying that Ibn Abbas has narrated something like that, yeah?
Yeah, and he says it's a marfu.
Now, isn't it logical
Marfu,
go to
this
Ibn Abbas?
in
What
which
Ibn
the
Abbas
words,
himself says that?
actions, approval or description are attributed to the Prophet. But many Muslims like to say it's from the Sahaba. But Al Sayyuti is saying it's actually from the Prophet. This would make it authentic.
I don't know what point you're trying to make.
Because what I'm trying to say is what Muslims will say, they will say it's ma'kuf, which goes to the
Sahabi.
So then they say, well, the Sahaba were not infallible. But they hide it, that even their own scholar Sayyuti says it goes back to the Prophet. It's a marfu hadith, which means that it goes right back to the Prophet.
I don't know why you have gone to hadith, but my point here is
because it's interpreted.
Let me make my point.
Yeah. Because it's from Ibn Abbas.
You earlier quoted that Ibn Abbas says it's on the whale, and this Sayyuti also take you back to Ibn Abbas.
Yes.
Yeah? So isn't it logical, reasonable, that we go to Ibn Abbas, the tafsir of Ibn Abbas, how he understands it, and let's see what he says. Can you go to Ibn Abbas?
But do you agree, according to this person, that he's saying the hadith
I understand.
marfu?
I understand that. I understand
Do you
that.
agree? Okay.
But let's see.
Right.
We go to Ibn Abbas.
Okay.
Since he's quoting Ibn Abbas, so I think let's go Ibn Abbas and what Ibn Abbas says about this verse. Because you are emphasizing on the point that Noon means it's the whale. The earth is on the belly of the whale.
Yes.
Yeah. But is that the only interpretation Ibn Abbas gave? And I think you know the answer is no.
Because if we go to the classical scholars,
let's go to Ibn Abbas. Don't go anywhere else. Let's go to Ibn Abbas.
Let's see how many of them.
Please just
go
to Ibn Abbas.
Al-Tabarani.
Why are you ignoring Ibn Abbas?
No, we'll go to Ibn Abbas. But I'm just trying to say that 7 or I think 8 of the earliest classical scholars, they all agreed that Earth is on the world's
we
back.
go to them after, but let's go to Ibn Abbas. What Ibn Abbas said, what is his understanding of noon?
That's what his understanding of Nun was.
Did he draw the picture? Ibn Abbas draw the picture?
He might have.
We don't know.
If you prove he drew the picture, then you have a point. So let's go to his subsidiary Ibn Abbas, what he says.
So let's see. So it says, and from his narration on the authority of Ibn Abbas, he said that regarding the interpretation of Allah's saying, Nun, he says that Allah swears by Nun, which is the whale that carries the earth on its back while in the water,
Yeah.
and beneath, which is the bull, and under the bull is the rock, and under the rock is the dust, and that none knows what is under the dust save Allah. And then it says the name of the whale is Liwash. So he's even got the name of the whale.
Carry on reading all of it. He give you 3 options. He give you 3
And it
options.
says that its name is Lutia, and the name of the bull is Bahamut, and some say the name is Talhut or Leona. The whale in the sea called Adwad, and it is like a small bull in a huge sea. The sea is a hollowed rock whereby there is 4,000 cracks, and from each crack water springs out of the earth. It is also said, and let's just
No, finish it. You have to finish it because they give you 2 other options.
yeah,
The other
showing-
option
so
are-
basically that's the description of what he's given. So you've got the fish there.
He did not draw this
the bull.
picture. I don't know why you keep bringing
I'm showing you to visualize what these people actually believe. So the world's there, the bull, and the fish, and then something underneath. So I'm just giving you how
Yeah, you
know
need to finish the.
we need to
finish
visualize
the whole tafsir.
what he's actually communicating.
What's wrong with this? What's wrong with believing
Because
that?
I did hear NASA did go out and they did see some sort of.
Oh really? Okay, there you are. So you should be Muslim now. Okay. What other options he gave? Didn't he give
Then
the
he
option
says,
of the ink pot?
He says it is also said that Nun is one of the names of the Lord. Now, who did Ibn Abbas get that from? Because he said it is also said. Now you have to clarify because I've shown you.
If you finish the-
I've shown you Al Sayuti says it's a Marfu hadith. Now he's talking about it is also said. We now have to establish who said that, right?
Because what?
Who said? Because it says it is also said that Nun is one of the names of the Lord, and it stands for the letter Nun in Allah's name, Ar-Rahman. Now we have to say who is the source of this information from Ibn Abbas, because I've given you from Al Sayuti. He confirms that this is a Marfu hadith. So this could be, let's say, taken from the Israelites, someone infallible. So now you have to tell me.
There's a
that-
third option as well.
Yeah.
Can you read the
but
third
you
option?
have to establish to me.
Let's analyze all 3 options he gave us.
Then it says, it stands for the letter Nun in Allah's name, Ar-Rahman, and it is also said that a Nun is an inkwell.
Now,
By the pen, Allah swore by the pen.
Now,
let me
I'm going to
ask
make a
you-
point here now.
Yeah, now I want to establish
make
what
it.
are Ibn Abbas's source for these 2, because I've given you the source of the whale, and it's a Marfu hadith. Now you have to establish that this is not maybe from a Sahabi who was not infallible. That it has to go back to something legitimate.
Okay, one thing for sure, if it was for fact that Noon means a whale, if it's a fact, and Ibn Abbas was a very knowledgeable man,
Yeah.
great scholar, so why would he giving you 2 other options if that was the fact? Meaning Ibn Abbas was not 100% sure that was the Noon meaning the whale. So he give you 2 other options, and 2 other options are Noon could mean the name
Who's
of
the
Allah.
source of that?
Well, I'm making my point.
Okay, but you have to give.
I'm just saying what Ibn Abbas.
What is the source?
my-
Because that's why I started off, and I said to you, sometimes Muslims they will say this hadith goes to the Sahabi who could have
I
been
think it's
mistaken.
only fair that I make my point and then you can challenge me.
yeah,
Because
but-
every time I start, you just interject.
Yeah, because
I know you are.
I know you're going to divert, but we will have to
I'm
establish.
no.
That's why I started.
Let the people here and let
Yes.
the people who are watching to
Okay.
judge what I'm saying.
All
Yeah,
right.
you can debunk it.
Okay.
Now Ibn Abbas explained the meaning of the noon, and we know these huruf muqattat. Nobody knows the meaning,
Okay.
but Allah and His messengers know the meaning. But Ibn Abbas gave it a go. He says, look, it could be a fish, yes. It could be a name of Allah with noon. It could be an ink pot. Now when we read the verses, following verses, which makes the sense? He says, Quran says, Noon, by the pen, and what the scribes write. The very next word after noon is by the pen. So which you think relates with this verse? Ink pot, Allah's name, or the whale? Anyone who has a common sense understands if noon, if any meaning will imply on this, it has to imply on the ink pot with all the things. Because the next verse talk about the pen and talking about the writing. So so you must understand, Ibn Abbas is not certain which one is which. So when you was talking about this and making a fun of it, that the Quran is talking about it's on the whale, don't you understand, don't you get it, which one goes better,
now
suits better with it? And your answer to your marfu hadith,
yes,
you didn't give me the reference. You just said Suyuti said this is a marfu hadith.
Yes.
You didn't give me the reference.
What do you mean the reference?
Reference of the hadith. You didn't give me the number Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi. Where? He says Suyuti said that.
Listen to, okay, this is, I'll repeat, because he's not given any sources for his second and third interpretation. Now I'm going to read again, Al-Sayuti. This is from his book. Let me just put the so this is from Al-Sayuti's book, right? So he says, it is said that the letter Nun represents the fish. Tabarani quotes a Marfu tradition in which Ibn Abbas says the first thing created by God was the pen and the fish. Now, we can also go to because he says Abbas says the Quran is quite clear about the context of it was revealed. But then if we go to the history of Tabari, this is his book again, he says, and going to be from that day on to the coming of the hour, then God created the fish. He lifted up the water vapor, and heaven was split from it, and the earth was spread out upon the back of the fish. So why is it Tabari, who understands Arabic better than Abbas, the context of the Quran, a historian, says the world was created on a fish? Let me finish. Then we also go to Qurtubi, one of the big famous scholars, and he says Nun, the whale, which is under the earth, the seventh.
What does Ibn Kathir say about this? Ibn Kathir.
I'm trying to find it.
You can find it. Now, I've given you Tabari, Al-Qurtubi, Ibn Abbas, who have all referenced this fish. Now the other two,
don't say that. Ibn Abbas give you three options.
The other two,
Ibn Abbas give
the
three
other
options.
two don't even go into anything else. They say it's the fish.
And the scholars saying that Allah knows the meaning of the letters.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the correct
Allah and His
tafsir of
Messenger.
all the
Allah and
letters.
His
again, I refer you to. I've given you three scholars.
You give me Tabari,
yes,
and you give me
Al-Qurtubi. And we established from Al-Sayuti that Ibn Abbas hadith is a Marfu hadith. Now you have to show me the validity of the other two.
You're missing the point here.
No.
I think you see, you're talking over me now. Okay. You're missing the point here. Who is the biggest scholar among them? Tabari, Sayuti, which is Qurtubi,
Ibn Abbas,
and Ibn Abbas. Who is the greatest scholar according to Muslims?
Wait. If you
that was a rhetorical question.
No. You see, because if I bring him something from Ibn Abbas, he's gonna reject it. If I ask him where the sperm comes from, he's gonna reject Ibn Abbas. So therefore, you've admitted that Ibn Abbas is the greatest scholar, but then you yourself reject
I say
him.
among them, who is the greatest scholar? Tabari, Qurtubi.
According to you, because you don't agree with all of Ibn Abbas, I can choose any of them. You can't say to me who's the greatest, because even you yourself don't agree with Ibn Abbas.
When we talk about scholars are not infallible.
Okay.
Yeah, scholars as human beings, they can make mistakes. Yeah.
Okay.
So when we read a scholar, we analyze it. We talk about this verse, we can go somewhere else. When we read this verse, this verse says Noon, and by the pen we have created. So Ibn Abbas, if Tabari was so sure he's talking about the whale, Ibn Abbas came before him. He's not sure he's talking about the whale, because he gave you three options. Which option fits better with this verse?
But what are the second and third? The second and first options what is the source of them? Where did he get that information from?
So Ibn Abbas is just writing it something
I'm asking
without.
I've given you evidence of where he got the first one from.
But you didn't give me the. No, you said Suyuti says.
Yes.
There were few.
Is Suyuti a good scholar?
Did he give Bukhari, Muslim?
You can read his book.
Okay.
I've given you the source.
I'm sure you read it. Did you find the hadith?
I'll show you the reference. So if you want to look into it more, at least he acknowledges, and Tabarani acknowledged that it's a marfu hadith. So if you're appealing to the second and third, you have to show me this is it has a solid foundation, because he could have thought that Ibn Abbas, like you said, he's infallible. Maybe he could have thrown in his own interpretation. So we don't know the source of these two, but we know the source of the first.
Okay. Well, what we need to understand one thing here: Allah nowhere in the Quran is talking about that the world is on the top of the whale. Allah is not talking. Allah just say in the Quran, Noon.
Yes.
And by the pen we have created. Yeah.
Yes.
So then came a scholar. Could be right, could be wrong.
Okay.
If he says something,
yes,
and we find out the scholar made a mistake. So
if it's a marfu hadith, what will you do?
Why we are saying this is going towards
God? If it's
God?
a marfu hadith, what will you do?
You haven't shown me.
I'm asking you.
You haven't shown me any reference.
I'm asking you. If we prove it's a marfu hadith.
Well, you can't ask me hypothetical questions.
No.
You see? No.
You see, when CB asked him a question, he answered. Now he's saying he can't, because we've watched it many times on CB. You see, exactly. He's running.
Are you also one of the millions?
I'm one of the millions that when I want to have a good
millions.
I'm one of the few that when I want to have a good laugh,
you know that
I turn on Abbas.
You know that guy. That guy is such a liar.
Yeah, but
and CP,
you just said
you blocked me.
No, you said
unblock me if you're a man.
You said
you are a coward. You blocked me.
He just said I cannot work on the hypothetical. But he many times says if you because CP says to him, what will you do if I? And then he answers. But now I'm asking you, what will you do if we establish it?
Because I know exactly what CP does. He play with the words.
I'm asking you.
When I answer like that,
but now you can't. I'm asking you, what will you do if we find out it's a marfu hadith?
Same thing. If you ask me hypothetical questions, I'm not going to answer
because
you might play with it.
No,
I want you to present your. I want you to present your evidence.
I'm asking you.
Then we analyze.
If we find out it's a marfu hadith, what will you do?
Then we'll see. Then I'll tell.
No.
Then we'll see.
He doesn't want to answer.
Because I'm not going to answer. Okay.
If
I prove it to you that Jesus lie according to Bible, what are you going to do?
You're diverting now. You see,
if I show you Bible has errors in it, what are you going to do? Answer.
You see, this is diversion.
Don't do Allah mean.
Okay, if I prove it to you, Jesus lie according to Bible, you see, you're going to reject him.
You're diverting.
So this show me the hadith. Show me the hadith. Look, what I'm saying is this: the Quranic verse is telling you Noon, and by the pen we have created. Now Ibn Abbas give you three options. Be sincere and see which option fits best with that.
God, he know that means.
Yes. Which exactly? We see. First of all,
Abbas, this is not what we want.
First of all,
he's not being serious.
I am.
I asked him a question. Exactly. If you're being sincere, I ask you a simple question.
What is insincere about?
I said if we establish.
I say you bring evidence and we analyze.
But why can't you answer the question before?
I'm not going to answer something that you can play with.
How would I be playing with? I said the simple question.
You could be playing.
I said if we establish it's marfu.
This is my answer to you. You bring the evidence and then I'm.
But then you're now jumping to Jesus and this and that.
No, because you playing with ifs and buts here, and I don't want to do that. I say you and
but why is
look. I'm telling you one thing that Allah said for the huruf muqattat, nobody knows the meaning, but Allah and His Messenger know the meaning. Yeah, we don't. Ibn Abbas gave it a go, and he gave us three options. If he was 100% certain, if that hadith, what do you say? What do you say? Is
option one, apparently, is a marfu hadith. Option two is what?
Option one is not marfu hadith. Option one is that is the whale. The world is on the belly of the whale. Option two is maybe it's one of Allah's names. Yes.
From where?
Yeah.
From whose opinion?
I think you say.
What source?
You didn't give any source, didn't you?
Oh, you're the one defending it.
Ask him personally. What do you think the meaning? Personally.
No.
Yeah, but we have three options. He's saying.
No.
So I'm saying to
because you're
him,
mentioning one man's, maybe a scholar's.
I'm saying
opinions,
one can.
That scholar has the right to make a
I'm
mistake.
saying one is a marfu hadith, which means it goes to the Prophet. The other two options are what?
Marfu hadith, you need to bring it.
Yeah, but
Sayyuti saying it, that doesn't mean it's
what are the
marfu.
other two?
Bro.
Let's establish a
But the other two is the ink pot.
Yeah, from where?
And look, Allah is saying here.
Okay, if it's an ink pot, someone must have said it's an ink pot. So we have to establish who said it's an ink pot.
Okay. Ink pot by the pen and both the scribes right. Doesn't that to me?
Say ink pot.
No. He said noon. Yeah.
Yes.
Ibn Abbas said three options. Yeah. So among the three options, the best, most.
Tafsir of the letter.
No, the most. No, I'm saying Ibn Abbas give it a try.
So what if
Yeah. It could be right, could be wrong.
Did the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam make tafsir of these letters?
No, he didn't, but he said he did.
Correct.
Okay,
So
he
there is
said-
no knowledge that come up regarding the
7
split
of
letters.
your earliest classical scholars, Al-Qurtubi,
These scholars
follow the human being.
Tabarani.
Ma'asum in English.
Where did
Infallible.
where did they get
Yeah,
the
these scholars are
information?
not
Where did they
infallible.
get the information from?
It's their own word.
Option 1, a Marfu Hadith. Option 2, from where? Okay, he doesn't know. Option 3, from where? So therefore we have 3 options. 1, the scholars are saying it's from a Marfu Hadith. You're not giving me any other options of where they got. If someone said it's an ink pot, let's establish who. Because when you, for example, talk about
It's obvious that you don't know that hadith exists.
when
because
you talk
if
about
that hadith exists, you already would have had it here.
When you talk about,
you read Suyuti
for example,
already.
the science,
If that hadith
when they
exists,
talk about the science,
you would
of
have
hadith,
already found it.
When you talk about the science,
now
of hadith,
Suyuti-
you say, is a person reliable? So the person who narrated that it could have been an ink pot, who is he?
He's a liar.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you are Suyuti, Sheikh Suyuti.
Okay.
Sheikh Suyuti, you say Marfu hadith, where you get it from?
Tabarani.
Okay. Sheikh Tabarani,
Yeah.
you say Marfu hadith, where you get it from? Give me now.
Together, rating.
Yeah, Sheikh, I need a hadith now.
If
we don't just say
this is
something
why
unless
I
you give the
said,
reference.
if we establish it's a Marfu Hadith, what will you do?
I say establish it, and
I'm-
you cannot establish
Yeah,
it.
I'm asking it because
I'm not going to
I
answer.
want to see if
Generally,
he.
if you establish a mistake, you probably be thanks for letting people know that they've learned something and established something truth.
Okay,
Yeah?
if you found that
Yeah.
was a Marfu Hadith, what would you do?
Personally, to my knowledge, there is no explanations of the separate letters in the Quran.
Yeah, obviously.
The scholars that Ibn Kathir says, Allah A'lam, Allah knows the meanings of these. Yeah? And the English translation is just says noon.
But I'm
there,
just
yeah?
saying, if we establish it's a Marfu
Okay,
Hadith,
many disbelievers wish they can prove the Quran wrong.
I'm asking a simple question.
I've just answered you.
Yeah,
I said
if
many.
you-
You're not the only
Yeah,
one.
but I'm saying if you found out it was a Marfu, what would
no.
you do? It's a very limited
You've
question.
just asked me.
Yeah.
I'll answer you. I said many disbelievers wish they can find flaws in the Quran.
Okay.
And they research. A lot of them learn enough for them to accept Islam because they're sincere. And a lot of them, they just keep, when they get the answer, they hide it and they keep going.
But that's not answering my question.
I've just answered you. I said if we prove there is a flaw,
Yeah.
then what do you do? Yeah?
Yeah.
Our belief is not what you're looking at. We believe these letters, none know their meanings in the Quran apart from
Yeah, but
Allah.
I said if we establish that it's a Marfu Hadith that
If
goes to your prophet.
if a disbeliever established this, then I would say that starting from the messenger till now, all the scholars are unlearned people, and you know better than all of them.
But it's from your classical sources. We're reading just from your sources. So I'm saying if we.
I've never ever learned from a Suyuti, personally. Never ever.
Why not?
Well, scholars can be right and wrong.
Okay. What's wrong with Al-Sayyid?
At-Tabari, which one is the historian one? At-Tabari, yeah?
Tabari.
Yeah.
Tabari.
Yeah, Tabari. Historian is recording. He could be recording something that's not correct.
Okay.
It's just saying, historian recording. If you say something, you say you heard one person said it, he will record that you heard, whether it's truth or not. You understand?
Okay. So when Ibn Abbas, when Ibn Kathir says the sperm comes from between the backbone and the ribs, do you accept his interpretation?
I do.
So you believe sperm comes from between the backbone and the ribs of the woman?
The ribs of?
The woman.
No, it doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that.
Yeah.
Quranic verse doesn't say that.
بين الصلب والتراب.
Okay, let's see what where sperm comes from. Because we're just using your own sources, reading it and presenting it. But then when we present it, you like to, jump and skip and dance, and then because the Quran is supposed to be very clear for us to understand.
I'm trying to find a hadith you saying Marfu hadith. I'm trying to find it for you, trying to help you. I can't find it.
I know the verse in Arabic that you're talking about.
Okay, let me
Yeah?
just,
Reading Arabic, yeah, it's true. Maybe in Arabic it's different.
ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب. But please don't record me. I'm not a scholar. I could be making mistakes.
No, we're here to learn.
We all can make mistakes. We all can make mistakes. Yes.
Go to the scholars.
Yeah, we as a human being.
to learn.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
People before you tried that trick, yeah,
Okay.
but couldn't have any success
Well,
because Arabic is not like English. It's not.
we're just
No, it's true. No, it's funny.
we're just reading your scholars. We're just reading your scholars. Okay.
والمصحف ماشي لا تصورني لا تصور
صبر.
لا يصور
Hey, don't touch the tablet. Don't touch the tablet.
Some people are emotional today.
Okay. So this is Ibn Kathir,
Yeah,
86:1.
yeah, sure.
So he says, and it is he who originates the creation, then he repeats it. This is easier for him. Is that right? Then it says, he is created from a water gushing forth, meaning from the man and the woman.
ماء دافق.
And then it says,
Hold on, stop there.
Yes.
You're just reading the translation.
Okay, tell me what the Arabic
Hold on,
says.
yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on.
Okay.
If you learn Arabic,
Yeah.
you would see in here that the word man and woman does not exist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Translate us. We'll go by step by
Hold on.
step.
No, no, that's for you.
Yeah.
That you should not fully rely on the translation.
Okay.
Yeah? Because the majority of the translators, they say we do our best to deliver the meanings.
Okay.
So the translation, you as a student of knowledge,
Yeah.
you may focus on one word
Okay.
and the meaning was not really going to your understanding.
Okay.
And
Can
then
you tell
trying
us
to
what the
pick a flaw.
true meaning is, so then we can like look and see. So we're starting from here.
I would say خلق من ماء دافق
Yeah.
is,
And then what
is
about
from
here?
a water gushing forth, meaning sexual fluid that comes out bursting.
And
that
what?
stops
And this,
there.
the next bit. This bit.
يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب.
Yeah. What is that?
Scholars have differed on this, yeah?
Okay.
So the translators done their best to deliver to you
Okay.
the meaning of it.
Okay.
If you truly want to know the meanings,
I do.
learn Arabic and learn the meanings in Arabic.
So are you going to tell us?
Hold on. The Quran, yeah?
Yeah.
When it's in English, they all say this is not the Quran.
Are you going to
Correct
tell us?
or not? They say this is the
You see-
translation
you see-
of the
But
Quran.
Yeah, are you gonna tell us what the meaning
Please
is?
tell us what that means.
The
What's the
meaning,
translation
to
from
my
Arabic?
understanding,
Okay.
to my understanding,
You said the scholars disagree, so tell us what the
not
scholars.
disagreed. You see where you know you
Okay, yeah, explain.
Defer.
Defer.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us
Not
the
disagree. There is difference between, yeah. If I say I like hot pizza, some may say I like
Okay.
just
So how
how
do they
they oven,
differ?
some with chili,
Okay.
some yeah.
How do they differ?
differ in explanation.
Okay.
I tell you my understanding of it. Yeah. They say the water comes from the backbone of the man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Do you see a problem with that?
Yeah. Give us
We
the
haven't
full.
got a
Give
problem
us
with
what Ibn Kathir said. All of it.
What's it?
Give us the
What's your
interpretation.
understanding of
Okay.
it?
So I don't want to make any mistakes. Yeah. I'll get my like him.
Because obviously we go to Ibn Abbas as well. He
he
said
says-
that is issued between the loins of a man and the ribs of a woman. But we'll wait for your interpretation of
What's
it.
the problem with that for you?
Because it's scientifically wrong, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
What does it say scientifically?
Well, testosterone
wait,
comes
what?
from your
No.
Okay,
He
before
doesn't
that,
cover
before that stage,
The
it's
actual
talking the original
fluid
form. Where it's
that-
come from? It's
Wait,
not from
you
the
haven't
text.
told us what Ibn Kathir says. You didn't fully translate what he
Hold on,
said.
hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still waiting, though.
So,
Yeah, I'm-
so the Quran, tafsir about this, it's not what you're saying is where its root comes
Yeah, but
before
can you
the text.
give us the English of this?
Yeah, what's the
Before we go on?
interpretation of that?
Huh?
Can we go?
Please teach us the
yeah, give us
interpretation,
give us the English
The
translation
proper
of this one
interpretation of
before
that.
you go into your
What's
phone.
your
Yeah,
name?
yeah,
Can we get the English?
Okay, I call you sir. Yeah, I say sir. Yeah.
Can we just
Look,
get the
hold on,
look?
hold
Why?
on. I'm not laughing about
yeah,
the
but
message because I sincerely believe in this.
yeah,
Listen,
I can tell you what I think of.
Yeah, but
I'm the brother.
but you see,
After him,
you
I
said
can
he's-
give my
he- before he said let's be sincere. So I'm asking for an explanation.
Can I give my understanding of this verse?
This is why
Can I give-
I bring these things because people we're going round and round and round and round.
Can I give you direct
because we need
answer
to
of this?
like
Hold
this
on.
is why I bring things
if
like
the
this.
explanations come slightly different to you, are you
what's
willing
your
to accept
explanation?
Islam, or
I'm
you
just asking for
or
the
you just
interp-
taking it for
I'm
a
just
mock, for a
asking
show?
for the interpretation.
Are you genuinely learning, or are you just taking
I'm
it for a show?
genuinely learning.
We want to genuinely
Yes?
learn.
Now,
yeah.
do you believe in
We want
God?
to learn.
I believe in God.
Say, I swear by God, I'm genuinely learning.
I swear by God, I'm always learning.
I'm always
See?
learning. I want to learn. I
Yeah,
swear by God,
so
I'm genuinely
I
learning.
want to know if this
I
is a
swear by
if this you
the
see
one true God.
we're
I'm
diver-
sincerely
let's-
seeking knowledge. I'm not mocking
look,
anyone.
I'm
No,
not
no, we're
mocking.
not mocking,
Let-
we're not
Give
mocking.
me.
We want to learn.
I just want
We
the
want to have an,
English
honest discussion.
rendition of what you read here, because you read the first two very quickly. Then when we got to that part, then you started reading a little bit. Then you're just going into different areas. All I
If
wanted.
I was a scholar, hold on a minute.
But now you're a scholar, but you read the first two Arabic with ease.
Listen,
and then when I showed him the next
I
bit
said
of where
at the
the
beginning,
sperm
I'm
comes
not a
from,
scholar.
then now you haven't even told me how the scholars differ, because that was the first thing you said, and I said, how did they differ?
Okay.
Then you're talking about different things.
Okay. Apart from, if you're sincerely learning,
Yes.
before you comprehend this, do you believe in there is one
You,
God out there,
look,
the creator
now
of
we're
the
talking
universe?
about
What's funny about this?
I want the interpretation of
Because if you believe in 3-in-1 God,
Look,
I would
now
say,
we're talking about 3 in
I
1.
would
Look,
say, it's more relevant to you if you understand God than this.
No Trinity, no Trinity.
This one, and you said this was our little way, just going round and round. Can we just look? Okay, just give me the Arabic of what he says here.
One last time. One last time.
Now you're going to your phone, but we have.
Am
it
I
here.
not allowed? Or
Well,
you
you-
have,
but
if
you-
you're
how
making
about
me a
you-
scholar,
yeah.
I don't want to
But
make a mistake.
you
yeah?
translated the first two. Then when I showed him the next bit, now he doesn't want to translate it. But I'm wondering why he translated the first two bits when he thought he got me busted, because they didn't say that bit. But then when we got to the part that talks about
You're
whether
even using CP's language as well, yeah? Busted. Wow. You are a proper minion, man.
you see,
Go on, CP.
Abbas, you're famous on TV.
Your favorite.
because you haven't
Thank
told,
you,
you said
thank you.
the scholars differ. So tell us how the scholars
I
differ.
hope for the right reasons.
I think he likes you.
Yeah.
You haven't told us how
he
the scholars
blocked
differ.
me. He already blocked me 8 times.
We like Abbas.
He blocked me 8 times already.
Block you 8 times. CP, I'm blocking CP.
block
If you're
all
watching
time,
this,
yeah.
I'm blocking.
Even I text message, I am blocked. I never swear though.
CP,
doesn't
I'm
like
blocking.
it.
Give him another chance.
Yeah, some scholars they say
Okay.
the first
This guy,
one it means man,
You know
Okay.
today.
soul,
Okay.
yeah,
And some other scholars.
and they say they differed in the meaning of at-tara'ib, yeah.
Okay.
At-tara'ib, some they say is the bones of المراد بها عظام الصدر of the
The chest
yeah, the bones.
of the woman.
It doesn't say the woman here.
Okay.
وقيل المراد بها الترائب.
But what does
And then-
Ibn
and then-
Kathir say?
And then in another one it says possibly the woman.
Possibly the woman.
Yeah, in here waqila, and it said
okay.
in other scholars they said
Okay.
it's the woman.
So what does Ibn Kathir say here? Because we were reading Ibn Kathir.
Ibn Kathir,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this one here.
شرح ابن كثير. Wait.
Yeah, but we've got the Arabic right here.
No, you got the Arabic.
Hold on, that's in English.
No,
Yeah,
it's
what's
Arabic.
that?
Arabic.
Hold on.
Yeah.
See, you're doing the same thing. You bring in translations and expecting to
How's
get
it-
the full meaning. I want no. Is this making you laugh?
No, because look.
I want to search it in
You
Arabic.
have to listen, he read the first two lines in Arabic. He had no problem.
Just give him
Then now when we get to the bit, the hard part,
hold on.
he's now saying, I'm bringing translation.
What's funny about this to you?
Because
If you're sincere, yeah, why is it making
because-
you
you're
laugh?
laughing.
Like,
Because-
why are you
because-
like I'm tickling you?
I don't
You know, you're so clever about
I
it.
don't,
Are you so
because
clever? Read it in Arabic and
I
you
don't
explain to us.
understand how someone can go through the lines in Arabic and translate them. Then when they get to the difficult part, they start reading and go to other.
You don't understand that, yeah?
I'm just saying, what does he say?
Because if you're sincere, if
I'm
you simply
sincere.
don't know
What's-
something, you
what's
say,
he
I don't
say?
know
What's
it,
he
I
say?
search it, I don't want to make
I just find
mistake.
it humorous because
So I have to know everything to you, yeah?
you know Arabic.
Otherwise it's funny,
No,
yeah?
no, no.
But you know
I
Arabic,
said to
though.
you,
Yeah,
okay, can you read Arabic?
Yeah.
Okay, can you read what he says?
Yeah, he will read it for you.
Oh.
But he's not wanting to read it. That's what I'm saying. He read this bit.
I've read it to you.
You didn't read
Because
that
you
bit.
don't speak Arabic, you didn't understand me reading.
No, because I didn't show you that bit.
I've read it to you. I
Have you?
memorized this.
Okay.
Yeah?
You've memorized.
I
the
memorized
passage.
that and I've said it to him in Arabic when he started. I said I know this in Arabic.
Okay, so repeat it again.
Yeah?
That one.
Thank you for asking me to repeat it. I read it in Arabic. I said
Okay.
the explanations of it. There is differences of opinion.
Yeah, but you-
and you said to me, what
Yeah,
is
but
the
you didn't.
difference of
You didn't
opinions?
read it though. Okay, let's read it again because we want to make sure that
You
did
want the
translate
tafsir of Ibn Kathir, yeah?
Yeah, right
Okay,
here.
I'll get it in Arabic because if,
But it's right
if I
here in
read it in
Arabic.
Arabic, I understand it better. That's a translation. This is the Quran.
Yeah, but what is this?
What's in Arabic? That's the Quran. What it says.
Okay, go on.
It's not
Yeah?
hadith, that's the Quran.
Okay, go on.
That's what. Shall I laugh now or shall I?
Go on.
Yeah? He didn't know. He just laughed on himself.
Find it.
Glory be to God, the one who Sharh Ibn Kathir.
In the meantime, maybe Abbas has something to say.
To me, I'm going to make it very simple. I know Ibn Kathir says differently, but to me it's very clear that he was created from a gushing fluid. Allah already says he was created from a gushing fluid. That act of gushing fluid already taken place. Then the next verse says, emanating from between the loins and the ribs. Now you say here the ribs mean the woman's ribs, and the loins mean the man's loin. But it's remember
he just said some of the scholars believe it comes from- so we have to-
I'm not talking on his behalf. I'm giving my
The scholars in
I'm
Arabic.
giving my understanding. I could be right, could be wrong.
I see your
To me.
tafsir?
Why has to be tafsir?
Because we need a scholar's opinion.
No, hang on. Scholars can.
And you don't even speak Arabic.
Are you scared of my?
Yeah, you can give me. I'm
Look
just
like
saying.
you are scared of my
No,
interpretation
go on.
here.
But it could be faulty.
No, okay. Read carefully what it says. Emanating from between the loins and the ribs, meaning between. So why are you saying it has to be the loin of a man and a rib of a woman? Between mean between the rib and a loin. And what emanates from between the rib and a loin?
So your rib, your rib is located here, right?
Yes.
And your loin is where?
Yeah, loin is there. The
So
back.
when, so you
Back
believe
one,
it's
yeah,
generated between.
What is it? What is in between here? Coming out? It's talking about the insan, a baby, a human being. Allah said we have created for you from the gushing fluid. You emanating from between the loins and the ribs as a human being. Because the fourth verse saying is this: surely He has the power to bring him back. Allah gives 3 stages. You created from the gushing fluid, then you come out from the ribs and loins, and then again Allah will resurrect you on the day of judgment. Third time, it's giving you the whole context of your being. So
how come the scholars didn't understand it?
this is the right understanding. This is the Quran.
So the
this
scholars
Quran
are
is
wrong.
telling you this. So yes, Ibn Kathir can be wrong. And
So you know more than, so you don't speak Arabic, but you
I am
know
not the
more
only. There are. Okay,
than
brother,
Ibn
brother, I
Abbas
want you to read something for me here.
and
I don't know. This is one of the tafsir of somebody. Well, I just took a screenshot. Look what it says.
You're
Look
getting Ibn
what it
Ibn
says.
Kafir.
One second. This brother is going to read
it.
it.
And the woman.
Oh, he believes it comes from the woman.
The man and the woman.
So do you agree with his opinion?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Brother,
you believe
yes,
because the man's liquid fertilizes the woman's eggs.
So it says the liquid that comes from the woman. It didn't say anything about eggs. So read us what he says and then
You know what
translate
you're doing?
it.
You're failing miserably. Try something else.
You said you were
'Cause
gonna.
You've been talking about this.
You
Did
said
you
you were
not
gonna.
understand this?
You said you were gonna read it.
Did you not understand this?
Because we have to break
don't
it
understand
down.
Arabic.
He
Let's
just explained to you.
explain
He didn't explain it in English.
No,
He said he was
no,
gonna
no.
look
He's
for Ibn
explaining to
Kathir.
you. Are you Ibn Kathir? Are you sincere in seeking this?
Yes, but I want to
It's
see you
completely
read Ibn
different thing.
Kathir for me.
This is the Tafsir al-Ziya. In that, well, it's a scholar who lives before Ibn Kathir. It's a brother Mansoor. He has this in his phone. He can give it to you as well. In that, I'm not Arab speaking, but I'm going to
let him read it.
I'm going to read it.
No, let him read it because he doesn't know what it is.
I'm going to read it.
No,
brother.
let him read it.
I want to say
Why
something
are you
before
so
I go.
persistent?
Because
I'm
you
reading.
won't get a neutral.
I can read the
Yeah,
Arabic, but he tell me what I'm reading, brother. It says.
Translate to him in Arabic. It does not benefit
It
him in
says.
any way.
It
Because we're trying to get to the truth and you're
No, you're a
concealing
liar.
the truth.
Believe me, you're a liar.
Because
He's not Arab, Lahi. I swear by God, you're a liar.
Because when I asked him about
Why? Do you know why?
we've gone.
Brother,
Let me tell him.
brother,
before I leave.
just give me
Allow
one.
me, please. Allow me. I swear by God, this man is a liar.
Why,
Because
why,
he
why,
said
why?
to me, he doesn't understand Arabic, and he says, I want to see you read it in Arabic, and I want to learn. You want to learn Arabic? You're a liar.
I want
If
you
want to learn,
to
say
read
you
the
have to
English
explain it.
translation.
Can you
Because you said.
I said it to you.
Yeah, I want to see. You
I
said
swear by
you
God,
get
you're a
in-
liar
you
and
get in your
you're a
phone
hypocrite.
And
You're
you're
a
going to go
hypocrite.
to Ibn
You explain
Kafir
though.
and then
You're
you
a
read it to
hypocrite.
us. But then your
Can you
phone's gone back
comment-
into
can you
your
comment
pocket.
on me saying
And
you're
we
a
see
liar
how
and a
we've
hypocrite?
changed subjects.
You're not sincere in the way
We've
you
gone
seek
from the
knowledge.
fish and we've
Brother,
jumped.
brother, you speak, you read Arabic. Can you read this for me? I'm going to remove it.
He's a liar, man. He's a liar. Be sincere in the way you learn.
Can you read us Ibn Kafir?
Ibn Kathir.
Yeah.
You said it. You do not speak Arabic. So what's me reading it in Arabic?
Because you said you had to go to the Arabic.
Hold on.
Okay,
Yeah.
did you say you had to go to the Arabic?
And I've just said
Did
to
you say you were going to translate it?
And I said it in English. He said he believes the fluid that comes from the man and the fluid from the woman.
So you believe it's from the woman? And then you said it's from the...
You said the man and the woman, and he said he believed this from the woman.
So do you believe that he was saying it comes from the egg?
Look, hold on.
Okay. I'm asking you.
Firstly, I'm not a scholar. Secondly,
do you need a scholar to know where that...
Okay, I got to go. Next time if you want to ask me this question, I will explain that to you. But it's alright, you carry on.
Okay.
No, you carry on with him. It's okay, no problem. I got to go. See you.
Thank you, Abbas.
Okay, so we clearly see... I mean, when you ask them the tough questions, diverting, talking about Trinity, we see simple things, we want an explanation, but then they don't they don't want to answer. I mean, they both dispersed out of where? Because you see, the first guy was so confident in Ibn Kathir. Then when we get him busted, then he's starting to struggle, and then now he's asking me if I'm sincere and whatnot. Because clearly, when we look into the tradition of Islam, all the earliest big classical scholars, one, they believe that the fish is on the earth's back, and then two, they also believe the sperm comes from the woman and the woman, the man and the woman. And obviously with Abbas, he tried to say, well, Ibn Abbas talks about the fish and then two other options, but we cannot establish where these other two interpretations came from, and he was struggling. That's why I asked him, on whose authority is it an inkwell or a letter? Because we know when we look through the classical Islamic sources that they believe that this hadith, the interpretation comes from a marfu hadith, which means it goes back to the Prophet. But sometimes what they will say, it goes to the Sahaba. So then they'll say, well, the Sahaba weren't fallible. They weren't infallible. But we clearly see, going through their sources, there's a different story. But then they tried to play the game and say Abbas was trying to say, well, it could be option 2 or 3. But he couldn't give me any establishing where this came from. Because if people are not infallible, then we have to then check, is this person reliable? Because that's what they say is the science of hadith, right?
All the time.
But he was struggling. So therefore, we'll always keep continuing this, where does the sperm comes from, and also who is this, is the world on the world's back? But they're clearly struggling. So until next time.